So I channel a lot of things through writing. And just to get my message across, and this is my first video, I don't know what I'm doing, y'all, but I'm doing it. So if you got something you want to do, go ahead and do that shit, even if you don't know how to do it, because that's what I'm doing. And I just wrote down a couple things that I have learned since I have been down here and living in my car. For one, I've learned that oftentimes we are afraid to let go. We hold on to certain things because it's safe, it feels like security, but are you really secure? In losing something that you're afraid to lose and losing everything, sometimes you really gain everything. Like, I was so afraid to let go of certain things, to let go of certain people, to let go of certain thought processes I had about myself. But once I let those things go, I was able to peel back a whole nother layer. I'm just like, damn, I like it. She grown, like she really on point. This girl is powerful. But the key is in letting go. A lot of times we don't want to let go. We don't want to let go of that man or that woman that's not serving us, that does us no good, because for what? We comfortable. We know them. Nobody ain't trying to really be back out in these streets, because you know how these streets is. Like, nobody wants to let go. My first experience really with letting go was with cutting my locks. And spirits taught me that lesson a couple times. The first time I damaged my locks. Anybody know me? Know I was all about my locks. My whole name was Locks After Dark. That was just everything. My locks was so much of my identity. And then again, I started growing them again. And I realized growing up that my hair is really something that gave me security, really gave me a sense of worth, really gave me a sense of beauty, because I was always the black girl with long hair. And I wasn't secure in myself to know I was beautiful just being me. And when I was directed to cut my hair, you know, for the next level of the spiritual journey, I cried. It was hard to let go. But when I let it go, I realized that what came next was even more powerful than what I was holding on to. I feel so free now. So one thing I've learned is don't be afraid to let go. Don't be afraid to surrender. You have to surrender to the process. You have to just let go, because a lot of times we block ourselves from our own blessing because we want to be in control. And look where being in control has got you so far. Where you at? Sometimes you just have to surrender. You got to let go and let everything align how it's supposed to align. Now, I'm not saying like just don't give a fuck. But stop trying to have control of everything and let some things flow. 2, I've really learned how to love myself. And when I say love myself, I really learned how to love myself, because being out here without the lashes, without my hair did, without, you know, clothes, because I just been on some grimy shit, wearing the same stuff out every day, because I'm just out here on a mission, out here to work. That's all I've been doing. So being out here with all that, and I'm a girly girl, y'all. I like to dress up, be cute, but it's really showed me how to really love myself outside of those external factors. I realized that I was really attaching a lot of my self-worth to factors outside of myself, and I know I'm not the only one who does that. And when I say that, I mean I was attaching my self-worth to, oh, he like me, oh, everybody liking my pics, da da da, I'm sexy, I just did this sexy photo shoot, I got my hair done, I'm popping, da da da, all of that, when I wasn't even really looking at myself. Because another thing out here, I decided to stop wearing the gray contacts that I was wearing. And anybody that knows me knows that I done had these contacts in since the 9th grade. And anybody that knows me was thinking it was my real eyes, and they not. And just being out here really caused me to face the fact of, Kiana, why was you even covering up your own eyes, y'all? When I took them contacts out, I hadn't seen my own eyes in years. I would never look at them. And just being in my clarity that I'm in now, this part of my spiritual journey, when I took those contacts out and I really looked at my eyes, like I shed a tear, because my eyes are beautiful. I didn't need that. I realized I I was really avoiding looking at the broken pieces of myself. The sharded glass outside the windows of my soul, I was avoiding looking at that. It's important to face the shadow. And I realized, like, being out here, I really realized that my soul was trying to speak to me, was really trying to bring some things to my attention. Instead of turning my back on this part of myself, I needed to nurture her. I needed to love her. I needed to heal these broken pieces. Like, I needed to really focus on that so I can love myself as a whole. I realized that I needed to embrace my scars because they're beautiful too. A flower that has fallen is still beautiful. A flower that has fallen is still worthy of admiration. A flower that has fallen still has purpose, and I am that flower. I realized that no matter what I've been through, no matter how ugly, how dark, all of that is a part of my beauty. It's made me who I am, and just being out here, how I've been out here, has taught me to embrace that. It's taught me how to love myself from the inside out instead of the outside in. I've learned how to transmute my pain, and transmute is the action of changing or the state of being changed into another form. So I've learned how to transmute my pain, my anger, my anxiety into something that will propel my passion, my mission, my purpose, instead of keep me stagnant. Because a lot of times we get into these emotions, we get upset, I want to mess something up, I want to da. You can't even think straight to come to a solution. You get sad. Damn, that really didn't go my way. I'm so disappointed. This person hurt me. Now I can't do this. Now we get so stuck in those energies, and we get stagnant when we really have the power to transmute and shift that. And what I've learned is power in shifting my perspective. For instance, I was driving one day doing deliveries, and I realized that something so simple as when I'm a driver and someone's a pedestrian, I'm like, damn, hurry up and walk across the street. God, I'm ready to go. Like, this person really walking slow right now. But when I'm a pedestrian, I'm like, this car gonna wait on me. And that's just the power of perspective, what angle you coming from. And you really have the power to shift where you want your perspective to be. So I really learned that being out here, especially dealing with the racism that's out here, doing these shops, delivering to these people, I've really experienced that on a whole nother level in Seattle. I've never experienced racism like this. I'm so ready to carry my ass back down to the South. Atlanta, the mecca of my people. But just being out here and experiencing that, is some ways it's made me angry. But instead of letting that anger keep me in a place of lack, of stagnancy, like I said, I've used it, I've transmuted it, I changed it into passion, because all that is going into this. Honestly, dealing with those things has inspired me to create Spoken Goddistry, start this channel, start my poetry, speak, because my purpose with Spoken Goddistry is to speak power into my people. Because being out here, I really realized how a lot of us are sleeping. And I'm just here to speak to the God in you. Oftentimes we feel a feeling and we relinquish all of our power to this feeling. Oftentimes we feel a feeling and we relinquish all of our power to this feeling. We get lost in it. We lose ourselves and our focus. What I've learned is to just breathe. when you're in those moments, breathe. That's the first step to shifting your perspective, is to breathe. I look outside of myself and I ask myself the right questions, like, okay, why is this triggering me in this way? Why am I feeling like this? Why do I want to react in this way? And once I really take control back of that moment, control back for my emotions, and ask myself those important questions, it really, it grounds me. It grounds me, and that's another part of the foundation of shifting your perspective. It's so important to be able to ask yourself the right questions. For example, being out here in Seattle, like I said, it's mostly Caucasian nation. And I have really, it's my real experience. I've experienced racism. And first coming out here, I would get mad. The racism would bother me. Like, I would just feel this ball of in my chest, like a feeling I can't even explain. Like, I'd be so hot. Like, I'd be so angry, for real. I was so ready to drop the righteous and just be ratchet. But you know what? To relinquish my power in that way was not an option. So I had to learn something else, because a lot of times people don't deserve your energy. They don't deserve that. At first, being in that angry feeling, it would drain me. So instead of staying in that space of anger, I would turn that emotion into creativity and passion and release it through my poetry, which I got some poetry coming for y'all soon. But yeah, I was able to transmute that energy into inspiration, because being out here and experiencing this thing, it really inspired me that I want to speak to the God in my people, because a lot of my people are out here not knowing that they're God, accepting this bullshit, this mediocrity, and we're greater than that. And so that's why I've created Spoken Goddistry. So you see how instead of staying stuck in that emotion, being a slave to it, you could find freedom in it. It could inspire something totally different that you didn't even know you had inside of you. I am a descendant of the original people. You are a descendant of the original people if you melanated. And our words are powerful. Our words are powerful. You just have to remember. We already have the knowing. It's already inside of us. And a part of my mission on this channel is to activate that within you, the knowing. So that's another very important thing that I've learned on this journey. Transmutation. Another important thing that I've learned is detachment isn't always bad. It's really important to learn how to love without attachment. Being out here alone has really taught me that sometimes it's important to leave everything behind that you already knew when you're trying to get to that next level. Because if you're surrounded by the things that you're familiar with, you will not be challenged to change. So that's really been important to me, and I've always been so connected to my friends, to my family, and honestly, they were a part of my identity too. But I realized going on this next level of my spiritual journey that it's some things that I have to figure out by myself. I had to learn my own energy, and in that, I learned that a lot of the energy that I was feeling was not even my energy. I realized that we are reflections of our environment and the people around us. And I really love my family. I really love my friends. But being out here in my own energy, I realized that I really was surrounded by a lot of fear. And honestly, when I was in that stage, I've always been in fear. I've always lived in fear. I've been afraid to be myself. I've been afraid to stand in my power. I didn't even know I had power. I've been afraid to challenge certain things. So of course I'm gonna attract, other people who feel the same way, who walk in fear. I was raised, my family, I was raised in fear and lack. And it's not nothing against my mother, my father, none of that, but people only know what they've been taught. And if generations and generations and generations before me have been taught to live in fear and lack, then I mean, what else is there for anyone else to know? So I really had to step out and get outside of my environment. And at first it was hard because I had been so attached to my environment, to the people in my environment, and honestly I had a fear of losing people. So that really kept me inside of a box as well. So once you lose that fear of losing anyone, baby, you taking off. You gone. Like, you're not worried about nothing. I'm not saying you got to be like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. But sometimes you have to be like, I'm going to go over here for a little while. This is what I have to do for myself. And in being detached and not caring so much about what other people feel, because I was bad for that. I cared about other people's feelings more than I cared about my own. And to just really be in a place of not being so attached to that is freedom. For me, I've really been able to find my voice, find what I want to stand for, know a little bit more of who I am, because I still feel like I'm figuring out who I am more every day. And honestly, I feel free. I don't feel no fear, and I've just been protecting my energy. I really had to come up out of the familiar because I just had a knowing that there was a next level. And in order to reach the next level, I had to go to the unknown. And how would I ever know what I know I'm supposed to know if I don't go into the unknown? I had to just leave, and it's been a struggle not being connected, but in the disconnection, in the silence, I really found myself. I realized that a lot of the energy that I was in, it wasn't even my energy. It wasn't even my fear. Sometimes it's not your fear. Sometimes it's not your anger that you're feeling, especially if you're empathic. It's not yours. And how will you ever know if you're always surrounded? If you're afraid to be alone, you'll never know. It's really important to know what is your energy. I love all of my support. I love all of my family. Don't get me wrong, but it comes to a point when you have to detach and focus on your goals, your mission, your purpose. Love them where they at and keep it moving. Not saying, oh, bye forever. No, like, I love you where you at, but I know for me, I have to be here right now. This is where I need to be for my goals. Stop having expectations of others and let them show up how they show up, and show out for yourself. I've learned this is necessary for the next step. The people that really stand for you, they gonna still be standing for you while you go stand for yourself. If they really love you, if they really friends, they gonna understand. They'll be all right. And if they don't understand, it's okay. Because it's okay to lose people. Sometimes people are just in your life for a season and a reason and a lesson. So just focus on what you're doing. Everything that's for you is gonna align as long as you're walking in your purpose. It's important to master self. And how can you ever master yourself if you never really with yourself? I've learned not to be afraid of myself, not to be afraid of being alone, of insecurity, of the unknown. I've also learned that not even just people, detaching from the outcome is very important too, because sometimes we see things going a certain way inside of our head, and if it's not going in that way, oh, it's wrong, it's this and that. But you really have to detach from the outcome. Just know the what. Don't worry about the how. Know the what. We fuck up our own manifestations because we so busy trying to be in control of the manifestation and how it go. We don't even let the universe, the Most High, the powers that be, our ancestors, do their thing and move the mountains that they supposed to move. You don't know how to move that mountain. If you did, it'd be moved already. So you have to trust. You have to let go. You have to know if you thought it, if you spoke it, If you see it, it shall be. Just detach and let the Most High, let your ancestors move how they move. They know what they're doing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hearing me out. And I speak that you got something from it. When I speak at all times, I'm speaking to the God in you. I am God. You are God. You are powerful. No matter what your circumstances are right now, you have the power to change it. You have the power to shift it. And that's just my mission with Spoken Goddistry. So I'm the Righteous Ratchet, and I'm signing out till next time. I appreciate you. My first video, and I'm speaking many more, and I'm speaking that it's just gonna grow. I'm affirming this.